First take, Jamal Murray dropped 45 points last night, knocked down the go-ahead free throws with 31.8 seconds left to lift the Nuggets past the depleted Jazz. Just barely, though, 128-125. Denver now sits fifth in the Western Conference, 9 games behind the first-place Thunder. The Thunder, big favorites to repeat as NBA champs, currently at plus 140 according to DraftKings Sportsbook. The 3 teams with the shortest odds to win the title all come from the West, while the Knicks have the 7th shortest odds to win the finals. And so now that we have a little bit more of an idea of where all these teams sit, the trades are done, which team, doesn't matter which conference, is under the most pressure to win a title this year? Vince, what do you think?
I'm going to go off the board a little bit, and I'm going to say the Denver Nuggets, those same Denver Nuggets, and here's why, guys. The San Antonio Spurs are coming. The Denver, oh, there go Perk. There's Perk. I love it. I love it. Oklahoma City is not going anywhere. They have a core that's young. They have future draft capital with Sam Presti and everything that he's done there. They're going to be here. San Antonio, we know with Big Slim, they're going to load up. Denver has, to me, the shortest runway to capitalize on the best of the rest of Nikola Jokic. He's 31 years old. He could very well win MVP for a 4th time. And I know we're not in a dynasty era, Stephen A. and Perk, but for someone to have 4 MVPs and to come away with possibly just 1 championship as possibly the singular player post-LeBron James era, that will be looked at as a disappointment. They've only gotten to 1 conference final since Jokic has started this MVP run. I know they've had injuries and everything else, but if they are assuming health, you're going to look away saying, man, they only came away with 1 championship. Bird got to multiple finals with winning 3 MVPs in a row. Magic won 3 MVPs and got to multiple finals, multiple championships. We know about Michael Jordan. We know about LeBron James winning 4 and all the hell that he caught in just getting to 3 championships, 4 championships. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets are going to be held historically to that same standard, and I don't know how much longer they have with this core, even if they get healthy, while everybody else, it feels like they have a longer runway.
Perk?
Go ahead, Perk.
Man, Vince, bro,
Did I make your skin crawl again,
do a
Perk?
great job, but today, you off your block a little bit this morning, man.
Yes.
The fact that you said that the Denver Nuggets, a team that already has the NBA championship, is under the most pressure. They're not even close in that conversation, if you ask me, to be honest with you. And the team that's under the most pressure is the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's no other team that's under amount of pressure like those guys. There's no other player in the NBA that's under the amount of pressure like Donovan Mitchell. I'm one of these guys that is willing to argue with anybody that the Cavs has done more for Donovan Mitchell than they done for LeBron James. When it comes to surrounding him with the personnel and the bodies and firing coaches to put him in position to be successful. James Harden, it's pressure on him. Can he deliver? As a 3rd option, because he's not even a 2nd option on his team, it's going to be Evan Mobley. Is Evan Mobley going to fold again, or he's going to open up his level of physicality? Here's another thing. They fired J.B. Bickerstaff a couple of seasons ago. J.B. Bickerstaff is in the way of Cleveland Cavaliers with the best team in the Eastern Conference that have the best record in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers better go out and compete and try to win a championship. There's no other team in the league that's under the pressure like the Cavs and Donovan Mitchell.
Perk is absolutely 1,000% right. Vinny, you got to come up with your own maneuver, turn it sideways from the camera. That belongs to Perk. And Perk, I'll upgrade it somehow before the end of this segment, and I'll personally show you how this chair actually reclines. What you were wishing to do, what you wish you could have done, I will show you that you could do it, before the segment is over. But let me say this to y'all both right now. Let me say this, Vinny, Perk is absolutely right. You off your rocker right now this morning. Something wrong with you. It's clearly the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's clearly the answer in this equation. I love me some Donovan Mitchell. I believe the brother is a stud. but you got the clothes and you've got the pieces around you. I understand, Perk, when you say they did more for Donovan Mitchell than they did for LeBron James, but more was required because Donovan Mitchell ain't 6'9", 260. So we got to take that into consideration as well, even though the brother's a stud. He might have needed a little bit more than LeBron needed, okay, because he's not LeBron, but he's still a stud. He's big time. James Harden, obviously, last 4 Game 7s, 13.8 points, 27% shooting, 17% from three-point range. That is unbecoming of one of the prolific scorers that we've ever seen in NBA history. Only attempted 9 shots in a Game 7 last year against Denver. Those are those questions. What about this one, Big Perk? Because you missed this one. What about the playoffs last year when these cats actually they were available for the next game? Well, if you were available for Game 3, you should have been available for Game 2. How'd that happen? So we had character issues as it pertained to the Cleveland Cavaliers, not Donovan Mitchell because he showed up. It was the other cats that weren't available. And we were like, what the hell is going on? Vinny, you reported on that, I remember. We were talking about it. We was like, how the hell that happened? I was listening to you on NBA radio at that time. You was talking about it. How the hell, if you could play a day later or 2 days later, you could have played 48 hours earlier. This is the playoffs for crying out loud. And these cats, 3 starters or so, sat out the damn game. All of those things have engulfed the Cleveland Cavaliers, combined with what you said about J.B. Bickerstaff being replaced by Atkinson. In the end, there is nobody that has more pressure on them than the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got to close the deal. This is what it comes down to, because we're watching a multitude of players on that squad that have not answered the call. And that's the bottom line.
They have to perform. James Harden has to play well and play up to an MVP type of standard. He can't underperform. I don't think he has to get to the NBA Finals. Donovan Mitchell has to get to the. Don't do that, Stephen. Don't do that, Stephen.
The Cavs feel like a little more individualized pressure than it does total team pressure. Okay, well, he figures out how to recline.
Figure it out,
He doesn't even know how to recline us. After the break on first take, Zion Williamson did open up to Malik. Look, he doesn't even know what he's doing. What is that? Okay, after the break, Zion Williamson opened up to Malika Andrews about his struggles to stay on.
We have a real mistake here.
No, we gonna work it out.
By the way, the good news is y'all are on this, not me.
No, we gonna work it out.
Number 10 power
All
rankings.
right,
All right, number 10 right now, current power rankings, I think is the sneakiest team in the Eastern Conference. It is your Philadelphia 76ers. We know how good this backcourt is. Tyrese Maxey has a chance to lead the NBA in scoring this year. They're middle of the pack defensively and offensively, but man, they can hurt you in transition. And with that big fella, Joel Embiid, healthy, they are a nightmare matchup for anybody, first round or second round in the playoffs. So give me Philly at number 10, and I think they are climbing.
I like
4 and
that.
6 in their last 10, but that's all right.
Number 9, here's a little controversy. We like the Los Angeles Lakers at 9. We were
Hold on. Who's we?
Title. I think this is a typo. This has got to be the
Yeah,
Rockets team.
I like the Toronto Raptors right here, kind of in that spot,
Respect.
respectfully. But the Los Angeles Lakers, they land at number 9 on our power rankings because of the potential. You got Luka Doncic, you have LeBron James. At any moment, they can change this. But at this current moment, you got to put the Lakers at 9 based on the potential and what they've been able to do. Sliding a little bit. That's why they're back at 9. So I got the Lakers.
And they're a dangerous team. We know how good they can be offensively, but
They might
man,
surprise
they've got to
people.
figure out a way to get stops. Okay, number 8, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, with the addition of James Harden, Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, I think they did get better and more situation to win now. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is having a hell of a year. And those two bigs, Mobley and Jarrett Allen, they're really going to benefit playing with a guy like James Harden. I don't think the right hand or thumb, whatever, will be that big of an issue. I think it's something that he can continue to play through. But this is also a dangerous team. And clearly, the odds makers think so as well, because they have been one of the favorites all year long to come out of the East, even with their struggles. So
They're 7 and 3 in their last 10. So far, they're the only ones that seem to be
hot
trending
team,
up.
and they're the top 5 offense as well in the NBA. So they're going to outscore you, even though their defense has struggled at times.
There you go. Number 7, give me the New York Knickerbockers. Number 3, offensively rated team. Number 8, defensive rated team. 6 and 4 in their last ones. Just okay. But that's why they slide in our power rankings. The last time I did this, I think we had them in the top 4. Right now, I got them at 7 because they're still trying to find their way. And there's other teams in the Eastern Conference that's putting real pressure on New York and trying to put them in a position to be bad. So I like New York at number 7. Chandler, who you got at 6?
Number 6, as dangerous as Philly is in the East, I think this team is as dangerous in the West. The Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a team that's kind of flown under the radar all year long. We've talked about how good the Spurs are, the Thunder are, the Nuggets, the Rockets, who I think we made a huge mistake and not put them in the top 10.
Oopsie.
But Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, he's having an MVP-type season. If these other guys weren't having such tremendous years, I think we'd be talking about him more. Jaden McDaniels, the most underrated player in the NBA. So this team is dangerous. They can defend, they can score. So in the playoffs, I think we're going to see the best version of them as well. When it slows down the half court, they have guys that can score, they have guys that can get stopped. So Minnesota Timberwolves at number 6. And again, I think that's another team that could work their way up.
Okay.
Yep. Number 5, I got the Denver Nuggets. And I think they cracked the top 5 purely out of respect for what we know that their potential is. 4-6 in their last 10 games. We can make a case right here where we can put the Houston Rockets right here in this spot. We made a simple little flub and not having them on our list. But if I could correct that, I would put them right here in this 4 or 5 mix right there with the Denver
Wait, who
Nuggets.
would you be knocking out? Lakers are out?
I would probably slide the Lakers out of there.
Okay.
Right in there, and we can kind of rework it. I would put them in the mix right there. But
Fair.
as it stands, Denver Nuggets at 5, based on Nikola Jokic and the potential that they have.
Provocative list.
I like that. And I think these next 4, I think, are the pretty obvious ones. At number 4, this one's the surprise that we talked about earlier. It's the Boston Celtics. And again, this is a team where Jaylen Brown has solidified himself as an all-NBA first-team type of guy. That's a lock. It's just whether he's now MVP or not with SGA, Jokic, and Cade Cunningham, what he's doing. But this team, the surprise factor, the way that they play defense, the way that by the way, they're kind of young. They got the guys like Hugo Gonzalez,
Like last night you saw it.
Shireman, Cade is having a great year. Like, they continue just to develop guys, and they continue just to surprise you and shock you. But it's no surprise anymore. This is a great team, both sides of the ball, and they are a real contender. And help is on the way because Jason Tatum is coming back soon.
Yep. And then number 3, you got to give me the San Antonio Spurs. 9-1 in their last 10, playing great basketball. I just don't think they've done enough to unseat the number 1 seeds on both respective conferences. That lands them at number 3. But we keep talking about potential and what these teams can be. San Antonio has one of the higher upsides of all of these teams. I look forward to seeing what they do with the rest of this regular season going into the playoffs. So I got them landed at number 3.
All right, real quick on these last 2.
Top 2, Oklahoma City, and these can go either way. Again, I think if I had to pick who's the best team in the NBA, it's Oklahoma City Thunder. This is a team we haven't really seen whole all year long. They seem to always sit out 2 or 3 guys throughout a season. Number 1 defense in the NBA with that scoring capability they have with SGA, Jalen. Guys like Isaiah Joe, Wiggins come off the bench. They don't miss a beat, whoever's in the lineup. So Oklahoma City, number 2, and I still got to imagine they're the favorite to come out of the West.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind interchanging either one of these teams between OKC and the Detroit Pistons, who's going to land at number 1. When we're just talking about consistency, Detroit has been inconsistent this year, dealing with injuries, dealing with suspensions, dealing with guys fighting and knuckling up, all of those different things. They've still been able to be a consistent in the Eastern Conference, especially with all of these teams getting better and doing the moves that they've made around on the Eastern Conference and them being able to survive that. So I like Detroit here. Oklahoma City, we could have made a case, but I think they deserve to be number 1 in the power rankings. Right?
Talented league.
And so, again, we flubbed.
Yeah, I would like you to look in the camera and
the
apologize.
Houston Rockets, we made a mistake.
I don't even think
Players mess up.
It's just a typo.
Players mess
Not
up.
a typo. Typo is not an entire
Players mess up.
graphic.
Yeah.
Houston is a real deal. They need to be in there. And again, I can even argue that Toronto,
But who is Toronto knocking out?
10 and 9, would be out.
9 and
Hey,
10 got to go.
interesting.
And I would honestly even put Houston at 7. I don't know how we blew
Dang,
that.
I'm putting
you guys
Houston-
are.
Yeah, I'm putting
You know what we'll
Houston
do?
six.
Tomorrow, we'll do it again.
Tomorrow we get to do it again. This time
As we
better.
should.
Also, Spurs play Philly today, so
Maybe that has a little effect on the
might be a good
rankings.
one to